Bigots, hey, what's up, guys? What is going on? Welcome back. Hope y'all are doing well. Chelsea versus Arsenal. To be honest, I was expecting a better game. Uh, it wasn't a horrible game by no means, but I was expecting a more livelier game. There were moments, yes, that it got really heated up, really good, especially with the drizzling and the little bit of rain that was going on. I thought we were gonna have ourselves a hell of a match, but then again, both these teams, man, you have Arsenal that in this game, they just didn't bring their A game. They didn't have a good game. That's what it was. I think mostly the reason why Chelsea ended up playing well was because Arsenal wasn't playing the way they usually play, and right now Arsenal are just the better team at this moment. But in this game, they were not at all the better team. Chelsea, look, I know there were more touches on the box than Arsenal had on Chelsea, but they didn't do a whole lot of attacking, and the times that they did, it wasn't something like that was, oh my god, so much danger that needed to be a goal. I do remember the two times that they had an opportunity with Jackson when he came in towards the end, I think it was, and there was a counter, and Sterling gave him a pass, a really brilliant pass, and really good run from Sterling. And Jackson, as if to say, like, we don't really need this. It is what it is. Some shit like that. Ended up just giving the ball away back to Raya. Just the strangest touch that he gave. And then the other one with Palmer, that Raya, I mean, that was a screw up. That was like a clear screw up. It's almost as if he doesn't have peripheral vision. He doesn't have a periph, where he didn't see Palmer coming straight at him. I mean, straight, crossing his line of vision, and ended up intercepting the ball. And that one was a little bit more, I thought maybe Palmer, considering that he's a crafty, skillful player, I think he could have done a better job. But the one with Jackson, dude, come on, how do you not at least shoot the ball? He should have shot the ball before he had Raya close him down. And after that, there were, some shots from outside. That Palmer also in the first half, a shot that was, I mean, skimming right next to the second post. But that's it. That's about it. And then, of course, the goal from Mudryk, he didn't do that. If you play football, I don't care what level you played at, that he wasn't, he didn't mean to do that. That was a fluke. That was a goof off. That's what it was. That was a one-off. I think I read somewhere that somebody was saying, I'm sure a Chelsea fan, one of the most beautiful goals, or the goal of the season, yeah, so far. Like, come on, dude. How? No, that's not the goal of the season. I mean, the way he shot it and the way it went in, yeah, that was absolutely beautiful. It just perfectly just landed right inside the goal. But yeah, that goal, and then the handball. I don't know what to make of the handball. Yes, I agree, 100% that was a handball. But given VAR and what we've experienced, and all these other games and all these calls that they've been having the last 2 months, I don't know what to make of VAR anymore. I know that's a clear handball. I know that's a clear handball, even though it's a what do you call it? It's an unnatural position, but I mean that's as natural as it gets. I mean, how's he supposed to jump from that angle without using his hands? It's kind of weird, but still, even so, it's a handball. I was just expecting VAR to come up with some kind of maybe excuse that it wasn't a handball. So it leads me to believe myself that, like, yeah, that's not a handball. Instead of, like, of course it's a clear handball. There's no arguing that. There's no disputing that. Why are we even pausing to review that? That was a straight handball. I just didn't like the fact that they stopped. Sorry, they didn't stop the game right then and there. They just kept on playing. They just kept on playing. And what if Arsenal would have scored? Would that have counted? Because it was a handball before. Would you have started the game from half field, or you would have gave them penalty, or they would have kicked off from half field, having Arsenal score, and then they would have gone back to the penalty? I don't know. It's just if I'm watching football for the first time, I'd be kind of dissuaded to watch this sport. I'd be like, what's going on? This doesn't make any sense. I don't want to watch this anymore. But yeah, there you go. That was a goal. So I don't think, yeah, I really don't think Chelsea had that good of a game. Honestly, I don't think they did have a better game than, I mean, judging from where they're coming from, hell yeah, they had a good game. But I don't think it was so much that they played an amazing game. Yeah, I think they were a lot more precise in their passing and holding on to the ball than Arsenal. Arsenal were, my God, they were giving the ball away as if, they didn't want the ball at all. Odegaard, Mike, I thought I was gonna wake up this morning and find his little face on a milk carton, missing. Have you seen this little Norwegian boy? Because I swear to God, that kid was not playing today. He was not playing. I mean, he was responsible for the Mudryk goal, right? He lost possession of that, but yeah, he was not. He was not there. He was not there, unfortunately. And it was only until he left that I noticed that he was actually playing. He was still playing, but anytime he had the ball, there was one where he had the ball and Jesus was wide open. I mean, you just gave him the ball and he was gonna go inside. He was already inside the box, but he was gonna take it further inside and shoot. And I'm sure that could have been a goal. And he gives him this rock of a pass. It was like his touch was just awful, and everybody else's touch was just Jorginho, Rice at the beginning. I thought Rice he made up for it later on. I think he had a good game. Yeah, no, but Martinelli and Saka, whoa, man, they blew hard in this game. I understand Saka because he's coming back from injury, but in that case, don't put him to play. It's simple. Don't put him to play. I mean, you guys did well without Saka the last game. England did well without Saka, so you don't need him. My take on Saka is like you don't need him. Sell him. Let somebody else take care of Saka. But no, yeah, don't put him to play. And I don't blame him so much because he's coming back from injury, so he couldn't play the way he usually plays. He did have that nice inward center. He contributed to that. And then Martinelli was pissing me off, man. Like, I swear, the way he was, every time he had the ball, Malo Gusto gave him tons of space and a whole lot of time for him to think and just decide what to do. And almost every single time, on point, he would just go back and pass the ball. I was expecting because he was doing a lot of shimmying and skill moves, jumping left and right, and he would never make the decision to finally take him down the line or cut in. Like, never. He was just doing this little dance on the ball and it would always end up passing the ball. And the two times that I think he did that, he would hook it back in, and one of those two times he ended up slipping, and then he just ended up passing the ball like he was doing every single time. So he made Malo Gustos look extraordinary, and that's what the commentators were saying. They were saying that Malo Gusto, despite that that goal, because it was his fault, the second goal, had an extraordinary game. No, he didn't. He did not have an extraordinary game. He lost the ball plenty of times. Malo Gusto, he was trying to nutmeg someone in the first half. Luckily, nothing happened. But yeah, Caicedo, another one. Yeah, he gave that ball away that I was saying that Odegaard threw at Jesus a little too hard, but then he was just passing the ball. That's all he did, just passing the ball. Are you kidding me? That's why you make him the record of transfer fee of the century, for him just to pass the ball like that. Come on, dude. You could get someone worth 1/10 of the price and do that. That's like the biggest heist in modern football for me. Like, just Caicedo. I don't care to know why. I honestly don't care to know why. That guy, again, he's not a horrible player, but come on, dude. For that amount of money, you got to get somebody better that does more than just pass the ball, hold on to the ball. Come on. So yeah, like I said, I don't think Chelsea had that great of a game. The one that did have an amazing game, Cucu. Oh my God, hand to the sky. This guy was he was amazing. He was like prime Dani Alves, Roberto Carlos, Cannavaro, rolled all into one. What an amazing game he had. He had a really good game, and he did not let Saka at all breathe. He did not give him an inch of space. It was like white on Rice, or I mean, they got Rice in the team. Like white on Saka. All right, white on Saka. Just an amazing job. He had such a good game, and I hope he continues on like this because I'm sure it's been a really, really tough season for Cucu. Just so many, including myself, criticizing him. I thought he should have been loaned out, sold. I'm sorry, sold. I just couldn't understand why Chelsea would buy such a player like that. But this game, man, he was just on all cylinders. He was amazing. He had a good game. For me, he was the man of the match. So for the first goal that Chelsea ended up conceding with Sanchez, I don't think it was entirely Sanchez's fault. I think Enzo did one too many of these little takes, and it seemed like he was asking for the ball as well. And by the time he actually looked at him, the ball went a little bit too far wide. So I don't think it was entirely Sanchez's fault, and also not entirely Enzo's fault. I think it was just a lack of communication, but a lot of blame has been put on Sanchez that he's always doing this. He's always giving the ball away like this. But I don't know. I'd have to say I think it was a shared responsibility from both of them. And the only thing I could see that Arsenal did right in this game was the substitutions. With Trossard coming in and Nketiah coming in. Nketiah did a better job, obviously, because everybody was tired at that point, I think. So I do think that Jesus could have stayed, and I think he would have had just as good as a game. But I mean, yeah, it was the right decision for Nketiah to come in. But I do think Martinelli needed to come out, and Trossard, fresh legs ended up. That was Malo Gusto's fault. Obviously, he ended up, scoring that goal. So that's about it. That's the only thing I could say that Arsenal did right in this game. And Ben White, I actually like Ben White in this game. He out of everybody, I thought he had the most precise passing in the game, and looked the most consistent. And that's not saying much because he wasn't like involved in the game, right? So yeah, suffice to say that it was an okay game. I mean, there were moments that it was good to see Arsenal coming back, and I kind of knew that they were going to come back after that first goal. It was only a moment of time till they got that second goal, and maybe they could have even gotten that third goal. But Chelsea also missed some opportunities that could have put them ahead 3-0. So either way, it was an okay match for me. It was an okay match. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Tschüss.